I know who's our client, and that's usually people with a creative background, usually people that work in visual, and it could be even like graphic designing, photographers, ceramics, but people that are like sensitive to forms and shape and visuals, and then they respond to the jewelry. They feel like they want something unique.
And how do you divide the work between the two of you?
We have a great competition on designs, and we have a lot of stuff to make together, like a lot of decisions, a lot of thinking, a lot of programming, like a lot of things to make together.
Yeah. So initially it was like more divided. Tomer responsible the part of the production. I was responsible for photography and like media and the design. We would like collaborate and create together and have like a little competition who's design better things. But lately we kind of became like Tomer starts making photo session, makes like the styling decision, and then like kind of we started entering to each other's fields, and it's kind of good because you get a new fresh perspective, which is always good.
Do you feel like it's changed since your days at Artëmer? When you first started your first collection, that was your signature collection. What do you see like the evolution of?
Oh, a lot of things have changed from our very first collection. And also we have so much more resources right now and access to so many stones and cuts and like suppliers and everything. Something that we didn't have before. But I think the basic principles remain the same, which is kind of reinvent, like if it's engagement ring and like should it be like a central diamond, maybe we cancel the central diamond, or should it be centered, maybe we make it off center, like do like little elements that break the rules.
How do the retailers, obviously they love your stuff, they're older, how do they react to the new jewelry? I mean, do they ask you for advice on how to approach the people to sell it, because it's quite different from the other pieces they have?
Yeah.
How do you have this dialogue with your client before it goes to the end customer?
I would say a lot of stores kind of know what works for them. So, and it's amazing to see how certain styles sell like crazy for one store and completely don't work for another store. So a lot of times they see new design, they're like, oh, my clients are gonna love it. They already know what the client are like gravitating towards. But yeah, usually they have a sense of what works for them, and every store it's kind of a little different, so it's interesting. It's also like certain gemstone, like we have a store that sell aquamarine really well. For us, we don't, like it's not a stone that kind of goes too well for us, but they are really like strong with that. And there are certain stores that have like colorful, everything colorful really works really well. Other store only white, like white, bridal, this is what that goes. There's a lot of cool things that we wouldn't necessarily think about when the clients come like, hey, I want an all black diamond. So like, okay, and then you like blown away. It looks amazing in black diamond. So
that's nice. I like it. And how do you, most of the stones are diamonds. I see that you have color gemstones as well.
Yeah, I made like a little tray with like all the colorful.
Which stones do you work with?
We love sapphires. So
I saw some amazing teal sapphires on your Instagram. Wow.
And now we really enjoy like the party sapphire that makes every ring immediately one of a kind. So it's fun working with color, although I would say we are mostly known for the baguette diamonds. That's our signature collection.
Do you also use lab-grown diamonds?
Yeah.
And do you use it for specific purpose that natural diamonds can't offer, or is it just because customers have asked for it?
So we do a lot of customizations with lab-grown. the most appealing part for the client, I would say it's affordability, because if you want a 3-carat diamond in like sparkly and great color and clarity, you would never be able to afford the 3-carat natural diamond. And it's, you know, you can't, let's say, fall in love with this design and make like this style of white diamond with lab grown and can't afford it. So it makes, you know, it open more possibilities for people with smaller budgets. That's one. For us as designers, I feel like it opens also a big world of possibilities in terms of, let's say, very specific cuts when we work around a specific shape. And let's say we want to kind of really, I don't know if I have an example, to kind of custom cut according to shape. And if you
Shape.
like a shape like this. So if you take a natural diamond, it's really can be very expensive, and also the diamond kind of dictates the shape, because you wanna, it's so precious, you wanna save as much material as possible, so you find a percentage where the biggest stone you can get, so that's the shape that you're gonna do. You lab grown, it's less precious, so you can go crazy, you can create, you can be creative, you can make design, you can think only about design and not the cost-effective side of things. So I feel for us as design makes like so much, it gives our creative freedom to do crazy things. Like we have like the penis diamond signet ring, and it's so expensive to make it in natural diamond, and like why to waste a natural diamond for that? But it's so funky and fun and people like it. So lab grown is perfect for something like that. But I know some store owners kind of afraid of the lab grown. They kind of worry that like the market value and things like that. I feel like for us as designers, it's more about like the design, the unique and the design, and that's what keeps the value of the item, and not like we created something unique, cut a unique shape. There's no like, the value is in the design, it's not in that.
I just have one final question. You're only allowed to take one ring each to couture. Which one do you take, Tomer?
I think the newest one, this one, for me, because we worked like 6 months on this one. I think it's like the most work intensive ring we've made to date. And yeah, I want to like show it. So much work was put in creating like this 3D shape. They kind of hug the shape. Every stone was like, had like very specific measurements. I don't remember, but it was like such a labor intensive ring. But it was also fun to create something so complicated, I think.